Live from WRAL News Headquarters in Raleigh, your number one source for local news. WRAL News, coverage you can count on.
Border Patrol in the Triangle. Uncertainty today after agents made arrests in several communities Tuesday. What we're still trying to learn about this operation.
And the sun is starting to break out in a few places. We had some showers overnight last night, still a few light showers in some of our northeastern counties. I'll show you when the rain is completely out of here.
And social media crackdown. Wake County schools considering new restrictions for students. The changes, they say, are aimed at cutting down distractions. Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us here on Fox 50. I'm Michelle McConaughey.
And I'm Ken Smith. A lot of stories to get into in this 8 o'clock hour. We always appreciate your time. Let's go ahead and get over to meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner, the WRAL Severe Weather Center, tracking this day for us.
Yes, we did have some showers overnight last night, especially from the Triangle area northward. Still a little light patchy rain in Northampton and Halifax counties, but it's almost out of here. The sun's beginning to break out a little bit, and certainly our chance for rain by the time we get into the 9 o'clock hours is pretty much zero. And looking at sunshine developing as we head through the afternoon. Well, take a look at Durham. It's still pretty cloudy here in Durham, but you can see a few thin spots right now. Earlier, there were some showers and it was a little damp, and pretty much all the roads have dried out at this point. 55 is our temperature. We do see a southwest wind today, and that's going to bring some warmth back into our area. So it's a much warmer start this morning. Our temperatures currently are in the low to mid 50s, about 20 to 25 degrees warmer than yesterday. Yesterday, we were bundled up in coats, and of course, you just really need a light jacket this morning. Low 70s for this afternoon. And then we have some warm temperatures in our forecast all the way into the weekend. But we also have the chance of some showers on Saturday that could affect your plans and possibly the Raleigh Christmas Parade. We'll check it out.
Elizabeth, staying on top of that situation near the Wake-Chatham County line, it involved an overturned cement mixer. It happened about an hour and a half ago on Highway 64 in the westbound lanes near Goodwin Road. Let's get these live pictures with the help of photographer Mark Alexic. You can see what we're talking about. It's a situation where crews have been trying to clean up this road for the last hour or so. You can see traffic has stopped on those westbound lanes, and right now it's starting to move, as a matter of fact, on the shoulder of the road. So it's going to appear to take some time to get this out of control. So you might want to avoid that area and use US 1 South as an alternate route to avoid what's happening there on Highway 64. Back here into the WRAL Traffic Center, Highway I-40. Now, that's southern loop of the Beltline, I-40 and Lake Wheeler Road, moving at a nice steady clip because, you know, that's the usual morning congestion we see this time of the morning. You're looking at a 6-minute delay on that southern loop of the Beltline. If you're coming in from Garner or Johnston County, no delays to report between Highway 36 and the Beltline. Really, the real trouble spot right now is US 1 South coming in from Wake Forest. You're looking at a 9-minute delay. We're also seeing a little bit of a slowdown around Aviation Parkway. That's why you're seeing a 4-minute delay on I-40 eastbound coming from Durham this morning. You're getting ready to head into the car. Tune us in on the radio, 101.5 HD3.
This morning, questions remain and anger is bubbling over Border Patrol operations in the Triangle. Agents have been spotted in communities including Raleigh, Durham, Mooresville, and Fuquay-Varina. This morning, we are still trying to learn how many people have been arrested as part of these operations. Local leaders say they still don't know how long Border Patrol will be in our area. These operations and arrests have been sparking protests in the Triangle area as well. Last night, there was a large protest in downtown Raleigh. No arrests were made. And we have team coverage this morning on this operation in the Triangle. First, let's get to WRAL's Ali Caldabar in Raleigh. Ali.
And there's a lot of uncertainty today here in Raleigh after a day of Border Patrol operations in the city and a night of protesters gathering here in downtown expressing their concerns. This video shared with us shows Border Patrol agents in Raleigh. Their presence in the community prompted a protest downtown. Nearly 300 people marched about a half mile from Moore Square to the Capitol. They carried signs and chanted, demanding Border Patrol agents to leave their community. North Carolina Congressman Tim Moore tells us President Trump is doing what he said he would do. But people like Anastasia Soto say the fight is deeply personal. Her ex-husband is undocumented, and her daughter is worried agents will take him away.
It breaks my heart. She's 5 years old. This morning, she came down the steps. She was crying. She didn't want the police to take her dad.
The American people voted for President Trump, who said one of his top priorities was going to be to secure the border and to look at to making sure that folks who are here illegally, who particularly those who are committing crimes, are deported. Well, he's keeping that promise.
And we're working to find out if Border Patrol agents will be in Raleigh today, as well as how many people were taken into custody yesterday. We're keeping you updated. Reporting in Raleigh, Ali Kadlabar, WRAL News.
Also in Durham, city leaders say at least 20 immigration raids took place in the past 24-hour period. Let's get to WRAL's Laura Levine live in Durham this morning. Laura, we're still trying to get information from Homeland Security about the number of arrests so far.
King, good morning. And in the last 30 minutes, we have learned that a press conference is scheduled this morning with a coalition of community groups here in Durham, now calling on Duke University to protect students on university property from ICE. Now, Border Patrol agents have been spotted all across Durham yesterday. We saw them outside of businesses and neighborhoods, as well as even a child care facility. Commissioner Nida Alum says at least 4 people have been detained here, but we're working to get that updated information from the Homeland Security Department of Homeland Security. And County Commissioner Nida Alum did capture these images, this video here in Durham of agents confronting a group of people and then later putting them into custody. City and county leaders say that Durham has seen serious drops in school attendance, and businesses closed that are normally open, and people are not showing up to work. Another video shows a resident trying to stop agents in a Durham neighborhood from questioning someone. The regional director of All My Children Child Care says that they went into lockdown yesterday after seeing agents in their parking lot.
It's really sad that our kids can't go to school freely, learn freely, and love on each other friends freely. And the school that we run, they're preschool. They're younger than preschool. They're infants.
And that press conference I was just speaking of is scheduled for 10 a.m. at the Duke Regional Hospital. Laura Levine, WRAL News, live in Durham.
And as we follow this developing story about Border Patrol operations here locally, download the WRAL News app. Be sure to turn on push notifications for up-to-the-minute information. We will be following the story closely throughout the day here on WRAL. Look for updates on our evening newscast starting at 4.
A teenager in Fayetteville was hurt in a shooting overnight. The WRAL breaking news tracker was at the scene at Winlock Drive just before 11 last night. Evidence markers were seen along the road and an officer on the scene telling us there were bullet holes in a parked SUV. We're still trying to learn specifics about that teen's condition. Also in Cumberland County, the sheriff's office investigating after a man was injured in a different shooting. Deputies were seen this morning at the roadside inn on Eastern Boulevard near Gillespie Street. That's just outside Fayetteville. It's still not clear if the shooting happened at the motel or near it, or if that person was shot as a guest. Deputies say the man was taken to the hospital. We're still trying to find out what led up to that shooting.
We have a live look at the White House for you this morning, where a bill is headed to President Trump's desk that would force the DOJ to release the files in the Jeffrey Epstein case. The bill cleared the House in a near unanimous vote before it cleared a unanimous consent vote in the Senate. Minority Leader Chuck Schumer put forth the motion, and Schumer is now pushing for the release of all of the documents. House Speaker Mike Johnson had previously expressed concerns over the bill before it was passed and said it needed changes in the Senate.
I'm deeply disappointed in this outcome. I think I've been at the state dinner. I don't know. I was just told that Chuck Schumer rushed it to the floor and put it out there preemptively. It needed amendments. I just spoke to the president about that. We'll see what happens.
We Democrats, I just had a meeting of 10 of my colleagues, are going to do everything we can to make sure all of it comes to light, and they don't hide evidence against anyone who might be incriminated by these documents.
The president has promised to sign the bill, but it's worth noting if Trump changes his mind and vetoes the bill, a 2/3 majority vote in both chambers would be needed to override the veto.
Wake County school leaders are considering a new technology and social media restrictions. That is one of the many restrictions the school system is proposing at today's school board policy meeting. The new proposal bans students and employees of making videos, photos, or other recordings of each other without permission. The proposal will also restrict the use of social media and private hotspot use. Punishments could include suspension if the violation is severe enough. Happening today, First Lady Melania Trump and Second Lady Usha Vance will be in North Carolina. They're headed to Camp Lejeune to spend time with members of the military. The goal of this mission is to just honor those who serve, especially during this holiday season.
William Peace University hosting its annual tree lighting tonight. The school will light a 32-foot tall tree on the main lawn to kick off the holiday season. The event runs from 6:30 to 8 tonight. It'll include music and free hot chocolate and cookies. It is free and open to the public.
All right, calls for transparency. Leaders in the Charlotte area taking action as Border Patrol conducts operations. How they say they're supporting the immigrant community.
And jobs on the way. A government-backed facility headed to our area. Why the governor says this announcement will have global implications.
And we still have some clouds across our area this morning. It's fairly gray here at RDU, but in some places the sunshine's already breaking out. I'll let you know when it becomes sunny where you are and how warm it'll get this afternoon. It's 8:13. We did have a few showers overnight last night, but for the most part, it's over. Maybe a little sprinkle still in some of our northeastern counties. We take a look here at Clinton, and you can see it's all dry. And check out Southern Pines, blue sky starting to break out there. I imagine the golf courses around our area will be busy today with people who at least have the time to get out and play golf, because it's going to be nice and warm in the low 70s this afternoon with sunshine. Some sun breaking out in Fayetteville, and a lot of clouds here in Durham still, but a little hole in the clouds with a bit of blue starting to peek out. Temperatures are much warmer than yesterday. It's almost 60 already in Goldsboro, 54 in Fayetteville, and 55 right now in Durham. So if you're headed out for some exercise, it feels great out. Not as cold as it was yesterday. We're starting off with mid-50s, and we'll climb into the low 70s this afternoon. Even right after work, as the sun sets, we're still looking at mid-60s. One thing that we've had so much fun watching over the last year is some of the auroras in our area. Meteorologist Chris Michaels coming up to talk about why we've seen so many more of those lately.
Looking forward to that. And Elizabeth, we're staying on top of that situation near the Wake-Chatham County line. It involved an overturned cement mixer that's since been towed away. Highway 64 westbound at Goodwin Road. This is just west of the 540 interchange there. So let's take a look at these live pictures with the help of photographer Mark Alexic. You see crews are still trying to figure out how to working to clean up that particular area, but traffic is getting through on the shoulder of the road. You might want to avoid this area for right now and take US 1 south as an alternate route.
All right, thank you, Ken. Officials in the Charlotte area are supporting immigrant communities as Border Patrol operations take place. Mecklenburg County commissioners have passed a resolution calling for transparency from federal agencies on who was taken into custody and under what legal authority, among many other things. This as one commissioner calls on them to leave.
Earlier tonight, one of the speakers said that our resolution didn't really touch on asking ICE to leave our city, so I'll say it. Get out. Border Patrol, didn't ask for you. We didn't want you. You're hurting families. You're hurting education. You're hurting our children. Get out, Border Patrol. Thank you.
The resolution also calls for federal agents operating in the county to wear body cameras and visible identification. President Donald Trump taking steps to solidify the United States' relationship with Saudi Arabia. The president hosted Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman at the White House yesterday. The two discussed military defense, AI, and nuclear technology. And during a black-tie dinner last night, Trump announced moves aimed at deepening America's military partnership with Saudi Arabia.
Taking our military cooperation to even greater heights by formally designating Saudi Arabia as a major non-NATO ally, which is something that is very important to them.
This is bin Salman's first visit since the murder of Saudi journalist Jamal Khashoggi. The CIA says Khashoggi was assassinated at the Saudi consulate in Turkey back in 2018 under the order of bin Salman.
A federal judge ruling Texas cannot use its newly drawn congressional maps next year. This is the same map that has sparked a nationwide effort from other states to redraw its maps, including here in North Carolina. The court reported challengers would likely be able to prove the map was drawn through racial gerrymandering, which is unconstitutional. Texas Republicans approved the map earlier this year and would have given the GOP an extra 5 seats in the U.S. House. Now, Texas is being told to use its previous map drawn in 2021. This ruling is likely to be appealed.
It was just a week ago that so many stopped to look at the northern lights. But why does it seem like it's happening more often now? Meteorologist Chris Michaels is here now and says, Chris, this is part science and part technology.
Yeah, it's really kind of an interesting case study, right? So this is one of those videos that just takes your breath away. This is from an astronaut on the ISS, Zena Cardman, and just to get that view of it is unbelievable. Makes you jealous of the folks up there a little bit. So here's how it happens in the first place, right? So you get solar flares that interact with Earth's magnetic field. The stronger that interaction is, the farther south the aurora can be seen. So the science part of it is the fact that the sun goes through 11-year cycles with sunspots, solar flares, and we're at or coming out of a maximum right now. But here's the technology part. When you look at these minimums and maximums, let's show this. 2007 is when the first iPhone was invented, and ever since then, technology and social media has just blown up. So you're seeing more of it because of the long exposure settings in the camera on the iPhone, things that we wouldn't have seen 15 to 20 years ago. It's cool that we're seeing all this stuff, and we're seeing your pictures. We've got them right now on WRAL.com.
It's just been absolutely fascinating. Well, a maker of a rare earth magnet plant plans to create up to 1,000 jobs in Johnston County. Vulcan Elements opening a $918 million manufacturing facility in Benson. This facility will be backed by the federal government. Now, it used Vulcan as key to strengthening the domestic supply chain for materials used in fighter jets, submarines, and other commercial products.
Largest battery manufacturer outside of China in the world. This is important not only for economic development, it's important for national security, and we are so grateful that Vulcan Elements chose to call North Carolina home.
More construction will be completed in the next 12 months. The goal, as we mentioned, to create about 1,000 jobs by the year 2029. Well, Wake County's newest park is one step closer to reality. Wake County broke ground on Cullom-Wyatt County Park yesterday. The 59-acre park is in East Raleigh near Nidell. The land will be family farm for 3 generations. The park should be open in the winter of 2027.
North Carolina DOT crews already preparing for potential winter weather. Crews held an event yesterday to discuss the strategies for treating the roads and managing snow and ice. Right now, they're already making brine and getting equipment ready. Our WRAL Severe Weather team ready to roll out our winter weather predictions. You can watch it Monday night on WRAL News at 6. And this weekend, join WRAL for the 81st Raleigh Christmas Parade featuring stunning floats, lively performances, and all the holiday cheer you can expect this time of year. From the heart of downtown Raleigh, it's a celebration you do not want to miss. The WRAL live team coverage begins on Saturday morning at 9 a.m. on TV and wherever you stream WRAL. There's one thing I can tell you. There will be no snow that day. It will be quite the opposite, Elizabeth. I mean, mid-70s.
In the afternoon, temperatures are going to climb into the 70s. Parade time temperatures are still going to be nice and mild in the 60s. The big question is, will we be using the dual Doppler 5000 radar? And it's looking more and more likely that there will be at least some patchy rain during the parade. So we're going to talk more about that coming up. Right now, we're dealing with a few showers, mainly slipping out of our viewing area off to the north and east. Earlier this morning, we took a look at these streets here in Pittsburgh, and they were wet, and they're drying out nicely. Still a good bit of cloud cover here, but in some of the cameras, we're starting to see those clouds breaking up. A warm front is north of us now, so that's going to continue to allow warm air to slide up underneath it, keeping us really warm for today. Gradual clearing as we head through the morning and into the afternoon, and nice and warm with highs in the low 70s for this afternoon. Let's talk about Saturday. This is Friday at 5 o'clock, and you can see it's gray, and there's the potential for some stray showers late Friday into Friday night. This is 11 p.m. on Friday, and we'll push it ahead to Saturday, and we'll pause it right there at 6 a.m. Right now, 6 a.m. looks partly cloudy, and then as we head through the day, we have the chance of some showers. At 9:30 is when the parade officially starts. Our coverage begins at 9 a.m. That doesn't look too scary, but at some point, it looks like we have some rain that rolls through, maybe even a rumble of thunder. I think a better chance for thunderstorms will come later in the day, but certainly we have the models continuing to say, hey, we're going to have some some rain on Saturday. So even though we're going to see some flip-flops on the timeline between now and Saturday, what you really need to know is that we'll have the chance of some light rain in the morning and some thunderstorms later in the afternoon. And parade temperatures will be in the low to mid 60s. We're not talking about a lot of rain. Definitely, maybe a quarter of an inch or less. We need to take a quick look at Thanksgiving. We're going to have another cold front. If the front stays west of us, we're fine. But if it's east of us, we'll be cooler and wetter. We still have 8 days to watch this. So we'll definitely see a lot of flip-flopping that happens along with this. That's 7 o'clock on Wednesday. And I need to reset that because it's not moving forward. But again, same sort of story for us on Thanksgiving. We're looking at the chance for some showers as we get into Thanksgiving Day. In the meantime, we're looking at nice mild temperatures in our forecast. Saturday, 75, not far from a record, Ken.
All right, happening now in the WRAL Traffic Center. That situation near the Wake-Chatham County line, it involved an overturned cement mixer that has since been towed away, but crews have been in the area just trying to clear that scene. Let's get these live pictures with the help of photographer Mark Alexic. You can see crews are trying to get that thing right in terms of clearing the road. Traffic is getting through on the shoulder of the road, so if you're in a rush this morning, you might just want to use US 1 South as an alternate route. Back here live into the WRAL Traffic Center, the southern loop of the Beltline this time of the morning. Look at that. Very little congestion. You're just looking at a 2-minute delay. You're coming in from Garner, Johnston County this morning. You have no delays whatsoever between Highway 36 and the Beltline.
All right, thank you, Ken. Meal deals. Thanksgiving is almost here, and your grocery bill doesn't have to break the bank. 5 on Your Side has some ways that you can save. Plus, child safety features. The popular gaming platform Roblox is making changes after several lawsuits. What features people can expect in the future?
As you get into your car, tune to WRAL News Plus on your radio. In Raleigh on 99.3 FM. In Durham, 96.5 FM. And everywhere on 101.5 HD3.
Good morning. Happy Wednesday. Time now is 8:26. I'm Michelle McConaughey. A mild start to our Wednesday. It's only going to get warmer. Meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner walks you through your forecast.
So much warmer than yesterday. I mean, 20 to 25 degrees warmer. So a light jacket is probably all you need. We're in the mid 50s in Wilson, Durham, and Fayetteville. And we're seeing some sunshine breaking out in some places, especially Fayetteville. A lot of sun, still a good bit of cloud cover in Durham. But sun will win out as we get through the day today. This morning, we're still looking at some cloud cover. And there might be a sprinkle still at 9 a.m. in some places. But we break out and see plenty of sunshine by 1 o'clock. We're in the low 70s, Ken.
All right, happening now in the WRAL Traffic Center. We're staying on top of that situation on Wake-Chatham County line, an overturned a cement mixer on Highway 64 westbound near Government Road. This is just west of the I-540 interchange. That tow truck got pulled away, that cement truck, a little while ago, but you can see crews are still trying to get that area cleaned up. Traffic is getting through on the shoulder of the road, so you should avoid this area altogether. And if you're in a rush this morning, US 1 South is your best alternate route to avoid what's happening here on Highway 64 in those westbound lanes.
Thank you, Ken. Questions remain this morning over Border Patrol operations in the Triangle. Agents have been spotted in communities including Raleigh, Durham, Morrisville, and Fuquay-Varina. We're still trying to get specifics on the timeline for the operations. And Wake County school leaders considering new technology and social media restrictions. The proposal includes restrictions for social media and hotspots and a ban on taking photos or filming students and employees without permission. The proposals will be considered at a meeting this afternoon. Next on Fox 50, ways to save on Thanksgiving. And coming up on Today, Uber now offering car rentals just in time for the holiday season.
Shot in 4K ultra high definition. Your number one source for local news. WRAL News. Coverage you can count on.
Border Patrol in the Triangle, what agents are doing and why hundreds of people fill the streets in response.
And we've had a few isolated showers overnight, pretty much all over. There could be a quick sprinkle that happens around the Triangle area in the next hour, but I'll show you when it's completely out of here.
And phone restrictions at school today. Wake County considering major changes to how students and staff use phones and social media, what could soon be banned on campus. One of many stories we still have for you this morning on your Wednesday. Welcome in. Beautiful skies to start. I'm Michelle McConaughey.
And I'm Ken Smith. Let's go ahead and get right back to meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner in the WRAL Weather Center, because you're tracking some possibility of rain coming in this weekend.
We are. We got a little bit that happened overnight last night, but it wasn't very much. You know, we have a fire ban in Durham right now, and it's just been so dry. We desperately need the rain, but this has been, 1/100 of an inch or so. Still a little bit of that lingering in our eastern counties, and could see a sprinkle on and off maybe for the next hour or so. We're already starting to see the clouds break up a little bit and some sunshine peeking through, and we'll see more of it. As a matter of fact, that sunshine shining on the golf course here at Pinehurst Resort and Country Club. And look at that. People are out there. Now, this is going to be a great day to play some golf. Temperatures will climb into the low 70s this afternoon, and it's nice and mild this morning. But I'll tell you, we were in the 30s yesterday, and then we're still out here. They don't care. Southwest wind today, though, brings that warmth right on in. Our temperatures are in the 50s right now, but almost at 60 in Goldsboro, and we'll be in the low 70s for highs this afternoon. Now, the weekend, we're going to be dodging some showers. Some of those could be Saturday morning when, Ken, you and I will be at the Christmas parade. We'll check it out coming up.
Excellent. So, listen, we want to keep you posted on what's happening on this incident on Wade-Chatham County line. It's an overturned cement mixer that since been towed away. It happened on Highway 64 just west of the I-540 interchange. Let's get photographer Mark Alexik's live picture right now. You can see what we're talking about. It's a situation where crews have been trying to clean off this road for the last hour or so since that cement truck has been towed away. But you can see traffic is getting through on the shoulder of the road. So you might still want to avoid this area altogether and use US 1 as an alternate route. Back here to the WO Traffic Center. Look at this. I-40 westbound, that southern loop of the Beltline delay-free right now, relatively speaking, because traffic is moving along at a nice steady clip. And just like I said, delay-free. And also, we're not seeing any slowdowns if you're coming in from Garner, Johnston County this morning between Highway 36 and the Beltline. In terms of the big picture, the real troubled spot, friends in Wake Forest, you're looking at a 6-minute delay coming in on US 1. That's a combination of the morning commute, traffic lights there. So nothing that's really going to make you late. You're getting ready to head into the car. Tune us in on the radio, 101.5 HD3.
Thank you, Ken. This morning, new developments in Border Patrol operations across the Triangle. We are learning that Border Patrol agents were spotted in several communities. Some of those include Raleigh, Durham, Garner, Morrisville, and Fuquay-Varina. Immigrant advocacy organization Siembra NC says they've received at least 400 calls to its hotline for reporting immigration activity. Right now, we are working to learn how many people agents have detained. We're also working to learn how long Border Patrol agents will be in the area conducting these operations.
Now, we have team coverage this morning on what is ahead for the Triangle. First, let's go to WRAL's Ali Kattlebar in Raleigh. Ali.
And there's a lot of uncertainty today here in Raleigh after a day of Border Patrol operations in the city and a night of protesters gathering here in downtown expressing their concerns. This video shared with us shows Border Patrol agents in Raleigh. Their presence in the community prompted a protest downtown. Nearly 300 people marched about a half mile from Moore Square to the Capitol. They carried signs and chanted, demanding Border Patrol agents to leave their community. North Carolina Congressman Tim Moore tells us President Trump is doing what he said he would do. But people like Anastasia Soto say the fight is deeply personal. Her ex-husband is undocumented, and her daughter is worried agents will take him away.
It breaks my heart. She's 5 years old. This morning, she came down the steps. She was crying. She didn't want the police to take her dad.
The American people voted for President Trump, who said one of his top priorities was going to be to secure the border and to look at to making sure that folks who are here illegally, who particularly those who are committing crimes, are deported. Well, he's keeping that promise.
And we're working to find out if Border Patrol agents will be in Raleigh today, as well as how many people were taken into custody yesterday. We're keeping you updated. Reporting in Raleigh, Ali Kattlebar, WRAL News.
Meanwhile, in Durham, city leaders say at least 20 immigration raids happened in the last 24 hours. WRAL's Laura Levine live for us in Durham this morning. And Laura, we're still trying to get information from Homeland Security about the number of arrests so far.
And Michelle, this morning we have learned that a coalition of Durham organizations are coming together this morning for a press conference to actually call on Duke University now to protect students from ICE being on campus. And Border Patrol agents have been spotted all across Durham, from businesses to neighborhoods to even outside of a child care facility. So we know from Commissioner Nita Alum that at least 4 people were arrested here in Durham. However, we're still working to get updated information from the Office of Homeland Security here. So County Commissioner Nita Alum did capture this image here, this video of agents approaching a group of people in Durham on yesterday and then later taking them into custody. City and county leaders say Durham has seen serious drops in school attendance, businesses closed that are normally open, and people not showing up to work. Another video shows a resident trying to stop agents in a Durham neighborhood from questioning someone. Now, Nita Alum, she says that these operations aren't about safety, but intimidation.
And what I saw was painful and infuriating. Custom and Border Patrol agents were heavily armed, masks covering their face, kidnapping 3 men right here in Durham, refusing to show a warrant.
So we plan to continue covering all sides of this. Meanwhile, we know this press conference taken today will be at 10 a.m. at the Duke Regional Hospital. Laura Levine, WRAL News, live in Durham.
Well, our coverage continues with the Durham Association of Educators saying these Border Patrol operations are at the top of their agenda for their meeting today. At their meeting later today, they plan to advocate for a strong ICE policy in schools.
Our students and our families deserve to have a strong ICE policy where all staff are trained and our families are informed. ICE is already here in our state, as we know, and we need to be ready to keep our students safe.
And that was Vice President Christy Patterson. She and other members plan to meet tonight at 5:45. We'll let you know what happened.
Schools in Charlotte will not offer remote learning. That's despite concerns from some parents about sending their kids to school while federal immigration enforcement is happening. This is video from a student walkout that happened at East Mecklenburg High School yesterday in protest of Border Patrol. Charlotte Mecklenburg schools have had large numbers of absences in the past 2 days. The district superintendent says going to remote learning would cause problems for students who depend on schools for basic needs. We're also hearing from parents of Wake County students concerned about immigration enforcement operations. Some parents spoke during last night's school board meeting about this. Liz Tatum says her daughter attends a magnet language immersion program, and she says the teachers are concerned about what's happening because many of them, although legally here in the U.S., were not born here.
The teachers who pour love and stability into my child daily are living with fear and instability. They're here legally, yet they still worry about immigration rules shifting with the possibility of deportation.
We've also heard concerns about potential immigration operations at Wake County schools. We checked with the school district, and they say that is not happening.
WRAL reached out to Republican Senator Ted Budd's office about his thoughts on the immigration enforcement crackdown. We do so after he did not directly answer any questions about the topic at an event yesterday. He shared a statement saying, in part, we must ensure those who come here do so legally. He said responsible enforcement measures carried out in an orderly manner are critical to protecting American lives and our communities here in North Carolina.
And as we continue to follow this developing story about Border Patrol operations in the Triangle, download the WRAL News app. That way you can be the first to know about any new information we learn. Also be sure to turn on those push notifications. We'll follow the story throughout the day here on WRAL. Look for coverage from our evening news team starting at 4.
Today, we could see a bill to force the release of the Jeffrey Epstein case files sent to President Trump's desk. Last night, the House overwhelmingly voted to pass that legislation. Shortly after that, the U.S. Senate voted to automatically approve the bill from the House after senators get it. The bill would require the DOJ to release all of its unclassified records related to Epstein and his co-conspirator, Ghislaine Maxwell. After the Senate receives the bill, it goes straight to President Trump's desk, and he says he will sign it into law.
The Wake County school system wants people to stop filming each other at school without the subject's permission. That is one of many new restrictions the school system is proposing to the school board's policy committee. That committee meets this afternoon. The proposed changes would restrict social media use, private hotspot use, and bar any students or employees from making videos, photos, or other recordings of each other without getting permission first.
We need to make sure that the kids are protecting themselves from things that they don't even understand. They don't know what they don't know still, right? So we need to kind of protect everybody from those situations.
And a change to the separate policy also set for discussion would also address internet usage, blocking access to websites that don't protect student data. Today's meeting is at 1 p.m.
Well, new this morning, the Wake County School Board approved more than $13 million in adjustments to its more than $2.2 billion budget. The changes include money for higher than expected utility and academic costs. It does not include any new teacher raises, though, because the state has not passed a new budget that includes any of that.
A teenager in Fayetteville was hurt in a shooting overnight. The WRAL breaking news tracker was at the scene of Windlock Drive just before 11 p.m. Evidence markers were seen along the road, and an officer on scene told us that there were bullet holes in a parked SUV. We are still trying to learn specifics about that teen's condition. Time now 8:41, still to come, saving on Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is almost here. It's next week. Your grocery bill doesn't have to break the bank. 5 on Your Side has 5 ways to save.
Also, Teach for America eventually brought our Teacher of the Week to Wake County, how she's using that experience to help shape her students' educational journey.
And showers out, spring-like warmth in. Here's a live look at beautiful Lake Gaston this morning. Just ahead, meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner explains which days we'll see a chance for near record temperatures this week.
.45, taking a look at dual Doppler 5000 radar. Another tiny round of showers kind of moving into the triangle area right now. So we're going to be watching that, of course, as we get through the next hour or so. But honestly, the rain is almost out of here. We do have some showers there to the east. By the time we get to, say, 10 o'clock this morning, we're going to continue to see skies clearing. Here's 9 o'clock, and you can see Futurecast already showing some clearing. And we're definitely seeing some of that back to the west. We'll see more of it. We have a flow coming out of the southwest right now, which is keeping things nice and mild. And take a look at Lake Gaston. It looks gorgeous. A mix of sun and cloud cover. You see that blue sky there. That's what's coming for the rest of the viewing area. And highs will climb into the low 70s this afternoon, Ken.
Elizabeth, we continue to keep track of this situation that we've been following right now on Highway 64 westbound. Let's take these live pictures with the help of photographer Mark Alexic. You can see what we're talking about. This is a situation where the crews have been trying to clear this road and clean it up since that cement mixer overturned about a couple of hours ago, actually, but you can see traffic is getting through on the shoulder of the road. And if you want to avoid this area altogether, your best bet is probably to use US 1 South.
All right, thank you, Ken. Thanksgiving is almost here, and your grocery bill doesn't have to break the bank. 5 on Your Side's Keely Arthur has 5 ways to save.
First, the bad news. Expect to pay a whole lot more on turkey. Wholesale prices are up 40% from last year. But taking advantage of sale prices on turkey and more can help you save big. There are plenty of sales this week. We detail them all on WRAL.com's Smart Shopper page. And go generic. Store brand potatoes, cranberry sauce, and pie shells can be 30 to 40% cheaper and taste nearly the same. Check unit prices. Pies may cost the same, but they're probably different sizes. And consider frozen or canned, often cheaper without sacrificing quality or a whole lot of taste. If you want to take some of the stress out of shopping and avoid those impulse buys, consider purchasing a bundle, which places like Walmart, Wegmans, Harris Teeter, and a whole lot more offer. And you should watch WRAL News at 6 tonight, where I will show you which stores offer the best prices in the Triangle. Keely Arthur, 5 on Your Side.
Chris Lovingood here on the WRAL Live Center. I got to show you this video that came across the feeds within the past hour. Do you see all that ash and smoke from this volcano? This is in Indonesia, and it turns out that that country is in the process of alerting people there, the highest alert they can have. This ash has been covering and blanketing the villages that are there, but at last check, no casualties have been reported. But you see all of this, the lava, the ash, and all of it that's spewing out. Just a reminder just of how powerful nature can be.
Wow. All right. Thank you, Chris. Roblox introducing new age verification features as the company faces lawsuits claiming it endangers kids. Users who want to chat will soon have to provide a government ID, or they can allow an AI age estimation tool photograph their face. A series of lawsuits claim the platform has enabled sexual predators to connect with and abuse children. And WRAL Investigates has reported on Roblox safety concerns. WRAL's Ashley Rowe spoke with Senior Director of Product Policy at Roblox about perceived lapses. You can watch her report on WRAL.com. Just search Roblox.
Teach for America brought our Teacher of the Week to North Carolina, first Pitt County and eventually to Wake County. We're at Woods Creek Elementary to surprise a special education teacher committed to her students' well-being and educational journey.
Feelings are very important.
In Megan Glazutski's special education class,
Rowan, do you see a feeling that you recognize?
feelings and emotions speak volumes.
Happiness. Yes, this is your happiness spot.
Ms. Glazutski says finding unique ways to communicate with her students is key to a successful, happy learning experience.
Just creating those strong relationships with your students where they want to keep coming back and that they feel safe in your classroom because they may not have always been accepted wherever else they were. So creating that safe space for them where they feel like it's a home away from home.
Ms. Glazutski says since high school, she was inspired to work with children with special needs.
Good job. Way to go.
Ms. Glazutski says her time as a long-term sub in an autism support class early on in her career and her Teach for America experience helped shape the teacher she is today.
Oh, that would make me feel happy too.
Patience and compassion, two of her core values.
It really fills my cup every day, being able to see my students grow in such an incredible way. They just every single day surprise me with something new, and they keep me going too.
Good morning, Ms. G. You are WRAL's Teacher of the Week. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. That never gets old. I love doing that. If you'd like to nominate a teacher, go to WRAL.com, enter Teacher of the Week in the search box.
And we're always smiling like fools off camera because it's just so amazing. I love it. All right. Well, we are here in the WRAL Severe Weather Center with Elizabeth talking about this fire out in the western part of our state in Banner Elk. Super dry conditions out there.
Yeah, so this actually started a couple of days ago. Somebody was burning leaves in their yard, and it was so windy. You remember how windy it was on Sunday? So those winds really helped that fire to spread fast. About 120 acres. There were several homes and businesses that were threatened by the fire. None of those have burned, and no one has been hurt, but it's still only about 50% contained. So there is a burn ban in Durham County right now, and really no matter where you are, you shouldn't be doing any outdoor burning because it's so dry. Yes, we have had a few light showers overnight. As a matter of fact, let's zoom in right here. A quick sprinkle around Durham. That's going to swing through Raleigh, but we're really not looking at enough rain to cause much of a difference across our area. As a matter of fact, it may be Saturday before we see much measurable rain, but even then, it's not going to be probably enough. We need a lot of rain. We're 4 inches behind for the season. So we do have sunshine on the way. Skies will continue to clear here in Chapel Hill. The streets were wet earlier, but are starting to dry out. But a lot of cloud cover here. It's 55 degrees. We have a southwest wind at 5 miles per hour. That southwesterly wind will keep our temperatures warming up today. It's already 60 degrees in Goldsboro, 56 in Southern Pines, 51 in South Hill, and we're in the mid-50s here in the Triangle, a little warmer than that, 58 in Clayton. But it's a warm start. Our temperatures are 10 to almost 20 degrees warmer than this time yesterday. Nice warm afternoon, low 70s in the Triangle and 78 in Fayetteville. Above normal temperatures, 62 is our normal. Tomorrow we drop it back to 66, so it's still above normal. And Friday and Saturday, those mid-70s are actually not too far from record highs. Here's what's happening right now. Warm front lifted northward. Just below that front, we've had some scattered showers. This front will slide eastward, but then stall. And we're going to see just it moving kind of back and forth across us over the next several days, but doesn't bring us another chance for rain until late Friday into Saturday. If you're headed to the Christmas parade in Raleigh on Saturday, we're just looking at rain chances. Probably going to have some light patchy rain during the parade and then maybe some thunderstorms later on. It'll be a warm day at the parade with temperatures in the low to mid 60s during the parade. But if you're planning to go, just keep checking back. We we still have 3 or 4 days to watch the computer models and really fine tune that timing. In the meantime, we're super excited. Tomorrow it'll be nice and dry for the opening of the Festival of Lights. That's at the DBAP. Beautiful, fun light display for your family, and it lasts all the way through January each night.
A lot of fun stuff coming up. Thanks, Elizabeth. Before we go to break, here are your winning lottery numbers. We'll get another check on weather and traffic next.